his greatest happiness in using it, said Johann von Goethe. Dr. M.ANANDAKRISHNAN is a man with extraordinary talent and vision that he used for his immense contribution to the society. We're extremely privileged and honored to have gathered here today to celebrate his 90th birthday and also that of Mrs. Jayalakshmi Anandakrishnan. An evening is surely not enough to speak about his extraordinary achievements and accomplishments, but we did what we could. We now humbly request our revered Dr. M. Anandakrishnan to give his acceptance speech.
Esteemed friends, colleagues, well-wishers and members of the family, during the last 4 hours, it has been an extraordinary experience for me to listen to your kind words, your appreciation and your compliments. But I want to say one thing, that many of what has been attributed to me are really only in part I deserve. Take Vijay Chandran for instance. And I think, is he here? Oh. I have several former IAS officers here. I have great respect for all of them. And I think I have never met another IAS officer of Vijay Chandran caliber, drive, commitment, honesty, sincerity, so when he talked about many of the things, quite a large part of it really originated or managed by him. But I was very happy to be associated in a way as a chairman of the committee. So if he is using my name in some way to promote a particular idea, I have no problem. But I just wanted to give this as an example. The other thing is Manindra Agarwal. Manindra Agarwal is, I don't know if you know, he is one of the most outstanding mathematicians of the country. And he has received great many national, international awards for some of his discoveries, mathematical discoveries. He even got Infosys prize. 50 lakhs was it, Maninder? So 50 lakhs Infosys prize for achievement. But still, when we worked at IIT Kanpur for 9 years as a chairman, and he had several roles. He was at that time not deputy director, he was the dean of this, dean of that, and so on. And he was like any other, you will never see in Maninder the arrogance or the pride that I am a great mathematician. I am in the world's one of the few. So there are many, Sankar Narayanan for instance, I had the pleasure of working. And of course I have this habit, I never sit in my office, ask people to come and then question them or instruct them to do. I always had I enjoyed walking around, dropping in somebody's office, and so that gave a sense of a personal touch. So I'm very happy that I had So a lot of these things have come to me in a great sense, that I hope I had more time and more responsibilities, that I would earn a lot more of this appreciation. Professor S.P. Tyagarajan, I have known him for many years, and I admired him. I didn't know him personally when I was in the United Nations. I was in Brazil. We had supported this big $600 million project for revival of, after the dictatorship of Brazil, when it became democracy. I was a member of the committee. And we were in the University of São Paulo. And then so you, sir, where are you coming from? I said, I'm coming from Madras. At the time it was not Chennai. I said, I'm coming from Madras. And, oh, you come from a place where Dr. Tyagarajan comes. And I thought our G. Tyagarajan, CLRI director, was, he said, you mean the leather technologist? He said, no, sir. He's a bioscientist, is a person who has done some work on hepatitis from, what is it, herb? Kiranalli. Using Kiranalli, what is it, the property of Kiranalli? People knew that Kiranalli is a herb, I mean ordinary sabji, which you use it for cooking, but they also had the feeling that it treats treatment for hepatitis B, and he found out what is that chemical element which is there which causes this, and then he extracted it and then he patented it. I think the Wellcome Foundation took it, and Madras University is now getting the patent, whatever is the profit that is coming. So he said, no, this is S.P. Tyagarajan who is. So I was very touched. So I went, and when I came to Madras, I happened to meet him. I told Dr. Tyagarajan I was very happy. I come from the same town where Professor S.P. Tyagarajan comes from. So these are some of the honors and experiences that I had, and I'm very happy. And I am also, another great role model for me is Professor Parthasarathy. He is above 100. I think he's 101 now. And his energy level is unbelievable. Even now he doesn't have a stick. An unbelievable energy level. And we both worked for many years on the Ranganathan Center for Information Studies. And he will come for my meeting in my office in Science City. And I'll send my car, and no, I will come. He will catch a bus from Triplicane, and then come all the way, get down near Anna University bus stop, and walk over from there to my office, sit down for hours together and talk about what seminar. And then there was a journal information study that was being evaluated, what to do, how to go. So these are the people who have a great mind, people who have great rich experience, and who have been my role model for what I have been able to achieve in my life. So I have been singularly fortunate in having had colleagues and friends who have guided and supported me in all my endeavors. From my college days in Vaniyambadi and Gindi through my time in Minnesota, I have received advice and help from my innumerable sources. These have made me what I am today. Some of them are no more, yet I wish to acknowledge them on this occasion wholeheartedly. I am very happy to see some of them are here today. I am deeply touched by the well wishes of people like Arun Mahinan, who has come all the way from Singapore, Tukaram, who has come all the way from Chicago in USA just for this function, and then Dr. Manindra Agarwal, who has come from IIT Kanpur, and then there are a number of, Muthu Nadumaran, the biggest surprise that I got was Muthu Nadumaran. He's come from Malaysia along with Ilandamil, they both have come. I didn't even imagine. I heard that he was going somewhere else. Muthu Nedumaran will be one day in China, one day in California, next day he will be in Hong Kong, and the third day in Venezuela. I don't know about how many countries, how he travels. And for him to find time to come here, I think I am very deeply touched. And similarly, Professor Ved Kripash has come all the way from Delhi. He's a very, very highly respected, very well sought after person for his advice. And he has come all the way from Delhi to spend a day. And Mr. and Mrs. Raju Patil, they have come from Bagalkot. And Mr. Theodore Bhaskaran, and Pavan Kumar, Suji, Jai Shankar, and large number of other friends have come from Bangalore. And a number of my relatives have come from Bangalore, Vellore, Salem, Coimbatore, and all of these places. This occasion has been made possible by a group of enthusiastic friends, the organizing committee members, Chellappan, Anandan, Nedunjeliyan, Ilangovan, Kavita, who is sitting here, Manivannan, and Uma, my daughter-in-law, and Venkatrangan. All of these people formed the committee, and they looked after all the A to Z of organizing. I really didn't know what they were doing, what they were going to do, how they are doing. In fact, many of the time they even kept me aside because they made. For instance, this morning we had a wonderful talk by my son Sridhar on Antarctica glacier. My son has been in Antarctica about 25 times, and there is a glacier named after him, and he publishes mostly in Nature and Science, and he's a tenured professor at Penn State. And this morning, I myself was simply taken aback by the amount of work that he has accomplished in Antarctica, and the whole hall was full in Tamil Virtual Academy Hall, and a large number of students, faculty, students had come. Why I am saying this is, when they came with the proposal, Nedunjeliyan and Anand said, let's have a talk by Sridhar in the morning. I said, why do we want to have that? We have so many other things to do. Let us, you concentrate on doing the other things. Skip this morning program. Till the last minute I kept discouraging, skip this morning program. But they said no. They did not even take my advice one way or the other, but then they went ahead. Now in the introspect, I find that is one of the best things that has happened. So many people have invited him to talk about, he has got visual pictures of, he's actually doing exploration, flying in that aircraft, landing and working. All of that is a 1.5 hours talk. More than the talk, the kind of questions that came from Professor Parsardi came for that meeting. So I'm giving this an example of how they sort of kept me aside, or they didn't listen to me. They went ahead and started making all this. So I am overwhelmed by the presence of so many of my friends and elites. எங்கள் உறவினர்களும் நண்பர்களும் பெங்களூர், வாணியம்பாடி, வேலூர், சேலம், கோயம்புத்தூர் போன்ற பல்வேறு நகரங்களிலிருந்து சிரமம் பாராமல் வந்து பங்கேற்றதற்காக நானும் என் துணைவியாரும் மனமார்ந்த நன்றி கூற விரும்புகின்றேன். அது மட்டுமல்ல, எங்கள் மகன்கள், மருமகள்கள், பேரன், பேத்தி ஆகியோர் இந்த உறவினர்களையும் நண்பர்களையும் சந்திக்க இது மிக சிறந்த வாய்ப்பு இருந்தது என்பதற்காக நான் மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். அதே மாதிரி சதா அவருடைய வைஃப் தவம் has come all the way from Malaysia to participate in this function to Kuala Lumpur. So it is nice to have the family and friends getting together and celebrating this occasion. So as a part of this event, the organizing committee took a large, contacted and requested large number of my friends and sent them their impressions and reminiscences, which has now come in the form of that book. And I want to thank Dr. Narsaya and all my colleagues who took time off. Some of them from the United Nations, some of them were in India, some of them were abroad, who have given their impressions. I have seen that they come out as a very nice. I want to particularly thank Anandan and Chellappan for having put them together into parts, and then Mr. Narsaya for his contribution. Finally, I must thank some people. Vanitha Anandan. Engamma irukingla? Mrs. Anandan, Vanitha Anandan. So she took care of all the contact, getting telephone numbers, getting the RSVP. If the RSVP doesn't come, to contact them. So she took, in the background, she did almost as much work as Anandan did for this. So I want to particularly thank her for this. And then Shanmuganathan, is he here? Oh, there is Shanmuganathan and his two staff members. He is the one who went around taking all the video conversation of many of the people who came. And in fact, the amount of video conversation he has taken in Vaniyambadi, Vellore, Bangalore, IIT Kanpur, Delhi, Aligarh, I don't know, it will probably run to about 2 hours. What we reflected here is about 15 minutes. So I'm very grateful to him and his staff members for doing it. And finally, I once again want to express my gratitude to the members of the organizing committee for the trouble they have taken in organizing this whole function. And in case any of you have been inconvenienced for any purpose, I request you humbly to forgive us for this purpose and have a safe journey. And I hope we will meet, as whatever all of you wished, we will meet in 10 years sometime. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. This moment, our hearts are overwhelmed with gratitude and pride as we stand in the presence of these magnificent people, Dr. M. Anandakrishnan and Mrs. Jayalakshmi Anandakrishnan, who have embraced the whole of humanity in their selfless love and awe-inspiring life.